Hello investigators! Today we will take a look at the goodies handed out at the 2018 Invocation Organised Play event. Why might you ask? Isn't it too late? Well, you may find a store or convention that is running a late event, or more likely you may see all or part of this kit on eBay. There are 4 different items, so let's jump in with the biggest, which you may recognise. This is the Playmat, which was also given out at the Arkham Nights 2018 2 months earlier. It has the Invocation logo and this beautiful Egypt design, which you will recognise if you play Elder Sign. It is a single player playmat, which is just a teeny bit wider than the regular retail playmats from FFG. It has a printed polyester fabric layer featuring the artwork and a natural rubber base to stop it sliding on a table. It is very thin, making it convenient to roll and store. And the smell is actually not too bad as playmats go. Or maybe we all have colds. Next up is the scenario. This is the 66 card Eternal Slumber, which can be played standalone or as a side quest or as part 1 of a 2-part adventure with the Knights Usurper. This pack was originally handed out in August at the Gen Con Game Fair in the US. Part 2 was given out at Arkham Nights later in the year, and finally we are back to part 1 in this Invocation kit. This is probably the most common eBay purchase as people are looking for the part they don't have, but both of these scenarios are collected into the Guardians of the Abyss pack. It is a print-on-demand scenario, meaning it is knocked out cheaply in the FFG basement as opposed to the conventional printing of regular cards. It previously used a waxed matte cardstock like we see here with the Carnivale cards, but now they have a shiny gloss surface. The older cards have a minimal diffuse reflection, whereas you get lots of glare and shine from the new cards. And it isn't just the title card, but all of them in the pack. Speaking of shiny cards, inside your Eternal Slumber pack you should find 2 copies of the promo card Lucky, which has the same shiny surface, as all the cards are printed together. This new version has had the whole layout redesigned and everything but the picture has been minimised so the art can be printed larger. And because Lucky is a card with no icons, there is even less clutter. But what a shame they shrunk the text though, although you can probably remember what the card does, right? If you look closely you will see one copy is the base version and the other is the level 2 experienced version, so it was definitely worth attending both Gen Con and Invocation this year to get a playset of both. And notice the original set symbol and card number is the same, but there is also the Invocation promo symbol. Moving on to the first wholly original item and for many the biggest draw, the dividers. You receive 14 player card dividers, which are the same size and style as the scenario card dividers found in the Return to the Night of the Zealot and Return to Dunwich. These are 3 inches by 5 inches, making them harder to sleeve than Transformers cards.
Did someone say Transformers?
Oh, shove off, Optimus. If you were wondering what all that space was for in your Return to the Night of the Zealot box, now you know. The lid closes just fine, but like the scenario dividers, there is a lot of room down the sides. Can you see what we mean now? Sadly, these are too tall to fit in the promo boxes. You might think if you leave room enough to slant the dividers, they will be fine. And on a shelf that is true. But as soon as they move about, the cards will shift and these will bend against the underside of the lid. Quantity-wise, you have a header for your Investigator cards with the large Investigator symbol on the face and a smaller one in the top right, plus the word Investigator along the top. Both of these should be visible when in place. There is the same for your basic weaknesses, although rather oddly the header just says basic. Maybe later on there will be a header for scenario-specific weaknesses. There are a pair of cards for each class, and these are the same on both sides. One is for your level 0 cards, and the other with the pips on it is for your experienced cards. Each has the class colour and class symbol on the face in a really bold and vibrant design, which is totally hidden the second you actually use it, with only the name and class symbol visible, save for the merest hint of colour. This is such a shame and a real opportunity lost. These are also the same thickness, or should we say thinness, as the previous dividers and the cards themselves, meaning they will bend and wear very easily. All of these items are very card game specific, with the possible exception of the playmat. We've been racking our brains to figure out how we could use the dividers in other Arkham Files games, but we just can't think of anything. None of the other games use the class system like the card game does. Anyway, that is it for your Invocation swag for another year. If there is anything you want us to unbox, then do let us know.